Okay, so we have basically discussed about different category of redundancy present in a context free grammar, and we have categorized them. Now we have to go through each and every category, and we have to realize that how we can remove them. So let's start from the elimination of this epsilon production or the null production, generally what we call. So let's take this example, just what we have seen in the previous uh, slide. So we have a grammar something like this, as you can see. Now what we can see that we have basically two production rules having this epsilon, right? Now you see it is given that the to eliminate, it's written over there, you can see over there that to eliminate a to epsilon we have to change the productions containing a in the right side. Those productions are a2 abac and a2 capital small a, but it is not, it may not be clear by this line. So let's take this example, let's take an example is that, let's take example from here. So I started from a2 a b c and d, right? Let's draw the derivation tree. Now what are the possibilities I can have? I can have a possibility that this a can be said as small a capital A, right? Small a capital A, right? Now you see, ultimately, if you think that you will keep this epsilon over here, that mean whatever b ultimately found, b results, doesn't matter. This is for sure after a, the b what will derived will come, not this a, because it's epsilon, it's not, it will not reflect anything in the string. So if it is not reflect, I'm sorry, not abcd, abac, anyway, doesn't matter. So let's take more simply. Suppose if you say abac, right, it was abac, not abcd. So if you say that I had abac, so if I say that it is epsilon, that means what? Keeping epsilon doesn't make any sense. So writing this one is equivalent to writing A's to only B, A and C, right? Okay. So now let's take another situation. Another situation is, I'm writing again A's to A, B, A, C. And now you can do this one as epsilon, right? Now if this is epsilon, that means whatever you are can be derived from this part will be vanished. So what is left? A, B, C. So writing this one is same as writing A, B, C. It's vanished because of this epsilon. Now there is one more possibility that I will draw this A to S to A, B, A, C, and both has been derived to epsilon. So what will happen? This will vanish as well as this will vanish. So writing this one is equivalent, maybe equivalent to writing S to only B and C, if we consider. So that means this is one possibility, this is another possibility, this is another possibility. And that is what you see given over here. S to ABC, this one, then BAC, then BC. Right. Now I hope you will really understand what this is what this mean, that to eliminate A to epsilon we have to change the productions containing A in the right side. Since A is not present in production rule of B, that's why you are not touching the B part or C part. But we have to touch this S and A part, because in the right hand side of these two production rule A is present. Up to till now we have discussed about this first production rule only, and we have seen that there are different possibilities to having null in this production rule, first production rule. I can have null in small first this A, maybe in second A, maybe in both A. That means you have to consider all the possibilities. Okay, you have to consider all the possibilities, and depends on that you have to make a choice. Either you can go from S to ABC, or maybe BAC, or maybe BC, right? Then second point come, that is we have discussed about the first production rule only. This is left, so let's sort it. So you have A, small a to capital A, right? Now obviously if I do it epsilon, this will vanish. So writing this one is equivalent to writing A to small a only directly, and that is what is defined over here, you see. That means we are assuming that we are keeping epsilon for A, and then what are the modifications can happen, that we are actually doing on the production rules. So that means this to the production rule of S can be modified to this, and production rule of A can be modified to this, assuming A to epsilon. That means in the modified production rule of this grammar, there will be no occurrence of A as A of A to epsilon, because if A is written to epsilon, then what will happen on then the effect that we can have already we have expressed in modified form of S and A. Got it? Now come to B. So what we have done? We have done something like this. You see? I'm sorry. We have done something like this. So modified for a production rule is S2 is ABAC is not changing. It will be there. But other than this production rule, these three will be added, because we are removing the epsilon part. We are not writing A to epsilon over here, you see. That's why A to small a capital A will be there. But other than A to small a has been added, because we have removed A to epsilon part. Similarly, we have to do it for capital B, because there is a possibility capital B to epsilon also. Now you see, if we have a capital B to epsilon, what from previous experience, one thing I hope you will realize, that you have to modify those production rules where B is present in the right hand side. And what you have to do, you have to consider all the possibilities, all the different combinations where I can put this epsilon. Now, where first of all, in what are the production rules where in the right hand side epsilon is present? I mean B is present. Epsilon is obviously for B. This is the production rule where B is present in the right hand side, and this is the production rules where B is present in the right hand side. Right. That's why I have to change over here. You see ABAC, just what we have seen, S to ABAC. There is a possibility I can put this epsilon. If I put this epsilon, total path will vanish. Writing this one is equivalent writing S to A, then C. That's why we have an option H to AAC. Similarly, if you think for ABC, if you just off this B part, it become AC, right? That's why AC is present. Similar thing for BAC. You see, in case of BAC, if you off this B part, again AC is there, AC will be present. Now already AC is adjusted, so you don't need to write same production rule again and again, right? And what about this BC? In case of BC, if the part of B is turned off, then only C will left. That's why this C is added. So this is all about the production rule for S. What about for B? For B, it is B capital small b capital B, and if you place capital B, replace capital B by epsilon, ultimately you will get capital B to small b, and that's why that has been added, capital B to small b. So what will happen? That means in the modified production rule, these 3 and 1, 4 production rules will be added on this production rules. That means the new set of production will become something like this: ABAC or ABC or BAC or BC. Up to this one, it was for eliminating A to epsilon. From this one, it is for eliminating B to epsilon. Similarly, as we have seen, A to small a was added. Similarly, capital B to small b was added because of this line, capital B to small b. But you see, there is no occurrence of epsilon symbol in this modified grammar. But if you check them, that what strings they are generating, you will see that this set of grammar, this set of grammar and this set of grammar is actually generating same language. The only difference is that since we have removed the epsilon, that's why we had to give all the possibilities that can reflect on the other production rules because of removing epsilon over there. Okay. So this is the this is how you can actually remove the epsilon production from a context free grammar. You can simplify the context free grammar by removing the epsilon production.